How's it going, everybody? I'd like to give a quick thank you to everybody that has come across my channel over the past 18 months to 2 years. Currently, we're sitting at 1,177 subscribers and 104,000, almost 105,000 views. And I can tell you that I hadn't actually checked on subscriber size or the amount of views in a couple of weeks because I've been busy working on my studies for the CCIE preparation, and I was actually taken back a bit. I know I hit 1,000 subscribers probably about a month ago, maybe or so, but I've been absolutely blown away with the uh, how popular and how successful this channel has been. So, and for those of you that are you may have seen a video or two, or maybe you're on the fence about what the content is about. At the end of the day, the content is simply me going through live demonstrations of Cisco and VMware product lines and showing you how to do different things with them. That's pretty much the at the end of the day what it is. I go through the material, I learn the material, I get really good at it, and then eventually I record a video showing you all how to do it. So I don't get paid for any of this. This is all free knowledge transfer, paying it forward, stuff like that. So I feel like it's my way of giving back to the rest of the community that might be struggling, or I try to take a whole an approach to the training and the material in regards to any struggles that I had learning the material. I try to incorporate that, like, okay, break it down, take it from what I understand and take it a step farther with the breakdown. And it may come to you as remedial for some parts of it, or inspirational to others, or informative on other pieces. But at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to accomplish. I'm trying to get across to you what it is that I've learned. And I've actually gotten quite a few requests in over the last few months for a lot of the OneNote, the OneNote document that you'll see a lot in the written exam for the written section down here at the bottom here. And that is totally available. If you this download documents thing right here, you see, this guy right here is actually how you could download that. So if you were to click on here, and if I was to if you were actually to click in this document here, it takes you to this guy, and then just take this section right here and highlight it, copy and paste it into your web browser. You would totally get there. That's how you upload. That's how you grab it. Everything comes down. Definitely take a look at these videos. That's where this is going to come into play. Now, with the lab section here there's a lot more content here. This is where I'm actually putting all of the lab videos for the actual CCIE lab. So the live demonstrations and stuff like that. This link here is going to be where you're going to want to get those the documents as well. There's I forget exactly where things are actually sitting, but I think this is where an iOS image is sitting. But if you go in here, check out the documentation that's up there and the documents that are available, and check them out. Once I get done with the entire lab section, I will be uploading all of the text documents for for you to download and go through and take notes on what I've done. I try to take a lot of really good notes when I'm going through the material so that you guys don't have to. The material is already built and stuff like that. I had received quite a few requests for the topology for CCNP. I don't have any. That was that was about a year ago that I went through all of that. So route and switch, I've done those. I don't have those topologies anymore, or for GNS3. Once I'm done here in another month or so with my CCIE or the lab preparation, so I'm still in the learning phase. So once I get through that, then I plan on taking a couple of months and going through route switch and tissue for the CCNP version 2. So I'm going to be completely redoing the material. So that's one of the things you guys get to look forward to over the coming time. For those of you that are interested in the full-scale lab that I keep talking about inside of the technology videos in the CCIE version 5 down here in this guy, that is in the process of being written. I don't have the lab actually written completely yet. I've got a very large topology, and I'm going to be running through and implementing a lot of different features. So it's going to be a very in-depth and comprehensive lab when we go through it. There's also a lot of questions of, am I going to be doing the troubleshooting, the diagnostic, and the configuration sections? And the answer to that is bits and pieces of all of a couple of them. So I'm going to be doing the configuration out of the gate. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a configuration lab from start to finish. So we're going to get it operational. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a series of tickets from that. So I'm going to break things in different areas. I'm not going to tell you what I've broken, but I'm going to go in there and institute a couple of issues. And they may or may not be obvious. There might be a couple of issues breaking one thing or something to that effect. Like I said, I haven't really got into getting any of that written yet. What I do have written is I've got what do you call it? I've got part of the lab written and stuff like that. So as it sits right now, where we're going with this is pretty much full on, no holds barred, gloves are off. We're going to get into technical detail understanding of how everything works for CCIE. Now, I just recently passed my VMware Certified Professional certification, so the VCP5. I will be doing a course on that as well, but that is not going to be coming anytime soon. Now, there is the VCA is done. Obviously, it's been up there for quite some time. I do have the VCA certification as well, and we'll be taking taking the VCP, and we'll be launching off of that. So we'll run through a gamut of things we're going to be going through. A lot of it's going to be, hey, this is what's new. This is some of the things you may or may not be aware of, getting things operational, things like that. So that is what I wanted to do a quick shout out to say thank you for coming to my channel and watching. Because at the end of the day, if it'd be kind of pointless for me to create something and no one ever watches it. And I had no idea it would have this great of a response from YouTube viewers. And then again, I'm not big on my main goal with this channel is not getting millions of views and having millions of subscribers. That was never the intention. That's never going to be the intention. My intention was I'm already going through the technologies and I'm already labbing them up. Why not explain how they work? And I can tell you, I have a greater retention for all of the configuration and through those technologies by going through all of the details and labbing them up and running into issues and stuff like that. I have my retention for that is just that much greater for that. So by going through and configuring the labs and designing the topologies and getting through the configuration and understanding the use cases for it, understanding the who, what, why, when, and where of getting things operational for all the technologies, that has been hands down the best thing I could have ever done for myself when it comes to preparing for the CCIE. Because my retention, I can remember this stuff off the top of my head. I might have to sit there and think, okay, what's that command again? And then it's going to come right to me because of the fact that I've gone through it over and over and over again. On average, when I'm preparing for or learning through a technology, like right now I'm covering, I just finished up IPv6. I'll be uploading that here within the week. And then I'm also coming towards the tail end of multicast. So I'll be uploading that as well as soon as it's done. And it doesn't have too much more. I'm about halfway through the section. And then I don't have much more. I've got quality of service, which is going to be its own dedicated section because it's considerably more complicated. But that's going to be uploaded near the end because I have some issues with my internal network that I have to get sorted out. And once I have that done, QoS will be going up. I have IP services. I should say infrastructure services. So your DHCP, your NAT, your first hop redundancy protocols, things like that that are going to come into play. NTP that are going to be out there, DNS and stuff like that. And then the last one is going to be infrastructure security. And that's going to be your configuration security, so like control plane security with Telnet and SSH. There's going to be several other ones like port security, things like that. And that's going to some of the other features and functions are going to be expanded upon through layer 2. And I will preface those as layer 2 once I start going through them, because the way you would configure an access list on a router is different than the way you would configure it on a switch and application and things like that. So we'll take a look at those as we're going through, because There's obviously going to be some specific information that's going to be needed to be discovered and discussed and gone through for that. So the other thing I wanted to cover real quick as I got you guys here is for the full scale lab, it will be a full layer 2 and a full layer 3 deployment. So I've got 6 switches. I've got two 3750s, two 3550s, and two 2950s. I've got them all physically connected together. I will share the iOS images, the model numbers that I'm running with. So in case you guys want to go out and mock my lab up, go right ahead. I'm also using a combination of GNS3 and CSR1000V. The CSR1000V will be used for the QoS section because of the fact that it'll have a there's flash on the CSR that the GNS3 does not have. So I'm going to have to use that for various things like queuing and dealing with your infrastructure, or dealing with your congestion management versus your congestion avoidance and things like that. So there's going to be a lot going on in the next couple of weeks. I'm planning on hoping to get done with the majority of this stuff before the end of the year, and I have about a month to get it done, and that's my goal and my intention. So that's pretty much where I'm at with everything that I've got going on. Studies are going really, really well. I'm getting a lot of really good positive feedback. If I don't respond to you right away, it's not because I'm ignoring you. One of the things that I wanted to cover with you is being able to contact me directly, and that's going to be a big thing for you. If you want to get a hold of me, the best way to do that is I will throw this out there real quick. Is I'm going to go give my email address out to you real quick, and don't reach out to me via YouTube. Reach out to me via that address right there. That's my personal email. Hit me up that way. So actually, let me go take the font up another section here, just so you guys can see it, because that's the email address I want you to reach out to me on. Actually, hold on, you guys can't even see it. Hold on one second here. Let me fix that. You guys can't even see it. Screen 1. All right, so this is the email address that I want you to reach out to me on, because that's going to come directly to me. I get a lot of messages. I do get messages through YouTube, but sometimes I don't have a chance to get back to you. I forget about it, and then I'm going through one night through my email, and I'm like, oh man, this guy reached out to me a month ago, and I never responded to him. And then I feel bad that I didn't get back to you guys in a timely manner. So I'm not running a business here, so customer service is something that I want to be high on my priority list, but it's not one of those things that, sometimes it just gets lost in the mix. So reach out to me via that email address. It's the easiest, best way to get a hold of me and stuff like that. So if you're interested in, you want to reach out to me, you have a question for me, feel free to do so. I will be tweaking the download areas so that you guys will be able to grab stuff as we're going through. I'm going to start uploading some text files to Dropbox so you guys can have access to that and be able to use whatever documentation I've got. But for the most part, what you see is what you get. And I also had another question pop up prior to doing this. When it comes to the GNS3 side, for the routing section, I will be uploading a GNS3 file. For the CCIE side, I will be uploading the GNS3 file as well. And really all it is a, actually I think I have the remote desktop session pulled up right now. Yes, I do. If you were to take a look at this, this is my GNS3 setup right here. That is it. That is how I have GNS3 operational. I have 10 7200 series routers running 15.2 iOS, and I have them all connected to one physical switch. Now, the way that the full-scale lab is not connected that way. That's all physical connections. I'm sorry, they're 7200s running 15.2. I might flip over to 15.3 with that down the road, but we'll see how that plays out yet. I'm not sure if that's going to be the way I want to go yet. And what we're going to be doing is the full-scale lab is an actual physical. They're directly connected to each other. There's no sub interfaces. It's all point-to-point connections or LAN segments with these guys. So that's where we're going to be focused on with that. When I do more full-scale labs and I start doing labs for you guys, and you guys will be able to use them, they will be in PDF format with documentation or with diagrams and with tasks for the different areas you need to cover. And then I will be uploading the .NET file up there too, so you guys can download that in a zip file. I'll bring it down. There's been a lot of comments that I've received through the videos where I have people hang out with me on a Google Hangout like what we're doing here, and they'll ask me questions through chat, and I can be like, yes, you can do that. No, you can't do that. And they'll ask questions as they're going through. Usually it's maybe one or two people, but it's interactive, and it's very, very cool if people are able to do that. So for those of you that are interested in doing that, definitely hit me up via email. That's going to be the best way to get a hold of me if you're interested in doing that. Usually I record in the evening, and that's the most common time to do it. I am a U.S. Central Time, and typically when I'm doing this, it's between 8 and 1 in the morning. So right now I'm working from home, so I have the ability from 8 o'clock at night to 1 in the morning. I'm usually up doing taking care of my studies, and I've actually gotten a little bit of flack for the way that I do my stuff, for spending so much time teaching. They're like, well, wouldn't your time be more adequately spent studying? And you would, it probably would be, but I find it easier to retain the information when I go through a full-scale lab or I do a technology lab. So for any communications to me that you want to do, hit me up on that email address. That's going to be the best way to get a hold of me. I can respond to you as quickly because it comes right to my cell phone. I have a link to my Yahoo email, and that'll be the easiest, quickest, fastest way to get a hold of me. And I'll be able to respond to you almost right away. So YouTube, it takes me a while because sometimes I have to go through 3 or 4 different steps to get to respond to you, or I forget that you're there. This is going to be the fastest way to get a hold of me, and the cleanest way to get a hold of me. And then if I need to, I can attach a file to an email and respond to you, and go that way. So that's what's going on lately. Again, I wanted to give a quick thank you to everybody that's been a subscriber or a viewer. If you're brand new to this, to the first time on my channel, thanks for showing up. Feel free to muse around and see what's going on. I cover everything from CCNA, or I should say CCENT, so your entry-level networking, all the way up to your expert-level understanding. So I have everything in between, but it's mostly route switch. I do talk about security in some aspects, some voice, some data center, some wireless. And they're just little bits in different videos and stuff like that. So I don't want to turn it into a all Cisco channel. But I'm also a VMware engineer at the same point in time, so I do talk about VMware here and there as well. So, but that's what I wanted to cover. I didn't want to take too much time. I don't even know how much time it's been since I don't have a counter here. But I want to go ahead and, like I said, thank you to everybody that's watched the videos, and if I've helped you out, great. That's more inspiration for me. So please let me know your thoughts on what's going on. If you have any insight, stuff like that, I'm more than happy to share my insight if you need some guidance or whatever on anything. I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.